My name is Maddie Shavers, and when I first read this discussion post, kind of the first example that I thought of that is recent is the TikTok data privacy scandal that's going on. TikTok has recently been accused of collecting extensive user data, whether that's location or biometric information, without clear or fully informed consent from users. The main problem with this is that many of the users currently, or when they first decided to make an account, were primarily young, meaning that they weren't fully aware of what they were signing up for or what they were agreeing to in the terms and conditions. I do think it's really important of knowing past violations to be able to compare. So a big one that happened in the 1960s is called the Milgram Obedience Study. And basically, this was a psychological experiment where participants were told that they were going to be a part of a study with learning and punishment, but they didn't really understand the full extent of what they were getting into. The participants, they played the role as teacher, and they were told to administer electric shocks to the learners or the students whenever they answered a question wrong. But the catch here is that the learner was actually just a actor who wasn't getting shocked or feeling any pain at all. They were only acting as if they were feeling pain. And whenever participants who were acting as the teachers acted as if they didn't want to keep administering harm, an authority figure who are the experimenters would step in and kind of pressure them to continue administering these shocks. The main violations with this study was that it had lack of informed consent. There was a lot of psychological harm that came as an effect to participants, and also it kind of took away participants' right to withdraw. Truthfully, participants, they could leave at any given moment, but the authority figure did step in when it seemed as if they didn't want to continue the study and kind of pressured them to continue, leaving them with no real choice whether to stop or continue. When it comes to similarity and differences between these two studies, the similarity is that both of them involve a lot of manipulation and exploitation of vulnerable participants. So in the Milgram study, the participants were misled and pressured by authority figures to continue the experiment. And then with TikTok, it is the young users who are kind of unintentionally sharing their personal data that is being sold and used as research all over the world. The main difference between the two studies is probably the type of harm that came from the studies. The Milgram study caused a lot of emotional and psychological distress, where TikTok's violation is more about the harm of digital privacy breaches and the potential misuse of personal data, which impacts security and a lot of other different things. So, in conclusion, learning from both past and present violations is crucial for protecting participants' rights. The Milgram study taught us the dangers of deception and psychological harm, while the TikTok example highlights kind of the new challenges of data privacy in the digital world that we're living in. As technology and social media continue to evolve, it's more important than ever to ensure there are ethical standards put in place and maintained to safeguard participants' rights in studies. That's it. Thanks for watching.